I used to think marriage was about enduring each other's flaws. That if you loved someone enough, time and patience could smooth out every rough edge. My husband, Aaron, was always the quiet type, steady, thoughtful, the kind of man who spoke little but meant everything he said. Maybe that's why I never noticed how often I stopped really listening to him. It began small. The jokes I made at his expense in front of friends, harmless teasing or so I told myself. He'd laugh along, sip his drink, and I'd feel clever for making everyone laugh. I convinced myself he was fine because he never complained. That was my first mistake, confusing silence with approval. A few months ago, we went to a coworker's housewarming party. Everyone from my office was there, young, loud, driven. I'd had 2 glasses of wine and was in that careless space where everything feels funny. Someone asked how Aaron and I made our marriage work since we were so different. I smiled, leaned forward, and said, patience. He's basically a golden retriever with a mortgage. The laughter came fast and loud, rolling through the room like applause, feeding that shallow part of me that wanted to be seen as funny. I looked at Aaron, waiting for his smile, but he didn't. His face didn't harden or soften. It just froze, like he'd turned something off inside. The rest of the night blurred. I remember talking too much, laughing too loudly, not noticing how quiet Aaron had become. On the drive home, I tried to fill the silence with small jokes, pretending it was nothing. He nodded once, eyes on the road. When we got home, he said, nothing. He changed into his t-shirt, sat on the edge of the bed for a long time. I asked, are you really upset about that? It was just a joke, Aaron. He looked at me, and in his eyes there wasn't anger, only weariness, like someone watching something they've held together for years finally fall apart. He didn't argue, just said quietly, it stopped being funny a long time ago. Then he turned off the light and faced the other way. In the days after, he never brought it up. We went through the motions, work, dinner, small talk, but something between us had changed. The silence wasn't calm anymore. It was heavy, full of static. I tried joking one morning to find that old rhythm, but his faint smile never reached his eyes. Then came the night that ended it all. My firm hosted a formal dinner at a downtown hotel, a big event with clients and executives where everyone pretends to be happy. Aaron came looking handsome in his navy suit. I felt proud walking beside him, but halfway through, someone made a joke about marriage, and before I could stop myself, I said something that ruined everything. Oh, Aaron? He's harmless. The kind of husband who asks permission to be mad. The table laughed. Cameras flashed. I thought it was harmless fun. Aaron just stared at me. No anger, just that same quiet stillness. He waited until dinner ended, helped me with my coat, and when we reached the lobby, he said softly, I think I'll go home first. He walked away into the night, steady, calm, no slammed door, no raised voice. For the first time, his silence didn't make me feel strong. It made me feel small. When I got home, his car was gone. The porch light was on, but the house felt empty. His shoes were missing by the door, his jacket gone from the hook. I told myself he was just out, cooling off. But when I walked into our room, the sight hit harder than any argument could. His side of the closet, half empty, hangers still swaying. On the nightstand, his watch, his ring, and a folded note. No long letter, no goodbye. Just 3 words in his neat handwriting. You crossed it. That was all. No explanation. I stood there frozen, staring at the words. I Wanted to say he was overreacting, being
dramatic.
But deep down, I knew it wasn't. The first time I disrespected him, it was just the first time he'd had enough. The next morning, I half expected him in the kitchen making coffee.
But the air
Was too still, too clean. His toothbrush was gone. His mug missing.
I sat on the
couch holding the note, replaying the night in my mind. Around noon, my phone buzzed, a message from his sister, Nora.
3 lines. Aaron's with me. He's fine.
Please don't call. He needs space. Those words hit harder than anger ever could. Because once someone asks for space, you can't beg them to make it
smaller.
The next week crawled by.
At
work, I smiled and pretended nothing was wrong, but every laugh felt fake.
I
scrolled through old photos, us hiking, dancing in the kitchen, painting that spare room a color we both hated, but kept.
Anyway,
I hadn't realized how much noise I'd used to drown the silence between us.
Sarcasm. Jokes.
Words meant to entertain others but never protect him.
He didn't
come home for 2 weeks. Then, one Sunday, a plain envelope arrived. Inside were divorce papers, no note, no anger, just signatures and dates.
Beneath his name, A
sticky note in his handwriting. I stopped fighting to be understood. I cried, not from shock, but from years of suppressed guilt. Somewhere along the way, I had confused humor with honesty, and humiliation with love. I thought love could survive small wounds if the person was strong enough. But Aaron's silence
taught me otherwise.
Strength isn't staying through disrespect, it's knowing when to walk away quietly. Months later, I saw him again by chance at a grocery store parking lot.
He was
carrying a paper bag, phone under his chin, laughing softly with someone. He looked lighter. I wanted to speak, to say sorry again, but realized it wasn't about the apology anymore. It was about the line I crossed and the respect that could never return. As he passed, he nodded politely, that same calm face I once thought meant indifference. But now I knew it was peace. The kind that comes
when you stop explaining yourself to
someone who never listened. That night, I sat on our old porch, watching the lights in the neighborhood flicker on one by
one.
I thought about how silence grows, how it fills every corner until it's all that's left. People think crossing a line means cheating or lying, but sometimes it's smaller. It's the laugh that cuts, the words that shrink the one you love, the pride that keeps you from saying, I went too far. Everyone saw me cross that line, but only I heard the echo when he left, because his silence said what words never could.